micro teaching. It's a technique aiming to prepare teacher candidates to the real classroom. I would like to add here one thing, that micro teaching, I mean, as we discussed on the earlier slide, that a teacher cannot learn or understand the teaching techniques inside the real classroom. You have to prepare yourself before going to the classroom. So micro teaching can enable you by preparing the small groups to prepare your teaching techniques, how to plan the lesson, how to deliver the lesson, and how much time is enough to deliver, and then feedback, and then replan, and then you have to deliver it again. So that's all related to micro teaching. Micro teaching is a scaled down teaching encounter in class size and class time. This is really interesting. You have to focus on that one, that word methodology you have to follow to practice micro teaching. In the first phase, you have to go as a teacher teaches a small topic. Keep in your mind, you're not going to be with the long topics for 1 hour or 2 hours. You have to start with the 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And with a very small, less number of people, that could be 6 to 10 people. It could be students, it can be your colleagues or supervisor, whatever the group you want, you can prepare over there. This is what, like 6 to 10 students, maximum 5 to 15 minutes. You have to prepare the class, not a very long class that can make the disturbance over there, and very less number of groups, which I discussed, that 6 to 10 students, and these groups can be your colleagues or your supervisors. And this is also very important, that what is the role of the colleagues and supervisor. A supervisor and colleagues not only going to have you to criticize you that you are doing this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, but their actual reason to sit over there to give you the proper and honest feedback to the teacher after the presentation, and teacher uses this feedback, analyze the strength in the point of view of the feedback, and he can replan and reteach again. Another good thing about micro teaching, you have to keep in your mind that one skill at one time. You're not going to focus on many things at the same time. Otherwise, you will not be able to improve your skills. Small scale content. Don't go with the large scale as we discussed earlier. And then the main thing is that is practice. Practice, practice, practice. We have focused a lot of focus on practice. So after doing a lot of practice, you can have instantaneous feedback that can help you. Self-evaluation opportunity by using this is the principle of micro teaching, that you can go with the one skill at a time, small scale content, then you can practice, then feedback, and in this, and then you can analyze self-evaluation opportunity by in the view of that feedback. So a demonstration is also, this is also part of micro teaching. The demonstration is the second step in the process. Expert demonstrate the specific skill, and you have to watch them. You can watch the videos or you can watch them live, and then you can implement that one. And then you can plan the lesson, and then the time is number 4, conducting the lesson. Teacher conduct his lesson after planning and discussion and conclusion. In the end, the last one is discussion and conclusion. Is the best way to reinforce the look, really important thing is sorry, wait a moment. Oh, I want to stop it at it. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a moment. Actually, I wanted to discuss one thing with you. What is this? What is going on? I'm sorry, guys. Keep the focus on the video. Might be I'll ask you some questions by end of this video. Okay, this slide is really important for me to discuss with you that, okay, you plan your lesson, then you conduct your lesson, and then you took the feedback. And after analyzing your feedback, you have to go again by replanning, retouching, reteaching, and rediscussion and redoing. You have to apply the same technique again and again until you become the successful or expert teacher. So this is really important, that you need to focus and you never get bored. So all the things you need to carry in your mind, that first you have to plan, then you have to conduct the lesson, then you have to take the feedback, and then you can go with the replanning, reteaching, rediscussion, and redoing. There are three phases normally: plan, deliver, and replan and redeliver. So what are the advantages of micro teaching? The most, I believe the biggest advantage is that practice. It giving you the chance to practice in front of small group of members, 5 to 10 people, and in less time, 5 to 15 minutes, you are spending and you are getting the confidence booster. It will boost your confidence and budget oriented. The reason behind, you do not need to go for the big courses. You can apply all the techniques, teaching techniques in the small groups with the colleagues, and more learning. A lot of things improve. It can improve your attitude for sure, that if you're more confident, your attitude is more positive, and your body language speaks a lot at that time in front of the students, that you know better than the normal teacher. So here is a type of micro teaching skills we will discuss in coming slides in detail: skills of introduction, skills of explaining, skills of questioning, skills of demonstration, reinforcement, closure, and stimulate variations, and blackboard. So that was in the form of video, that what is micro teaching. I have only 3 minutes, and I gonna switch on the I gonna give you the one question, and you may answer me in the chat, please. In the end, we will take some questions, and I will give you an access for the audio questions. But right now, I'm going to ask you the questions, that by watching this video, what was your opinion? What did you get an idea about micro teaching? Can you answer me in the chat, please? You have 2 minutes. Please write your answer in the chat box. I hope everyone listening me. No answer yet. Thank you very much for your answer, Dr. Hamza, Dr. Atika. Right. A form of practice for the teacher. Great. To learn new teaching skills. No problem, no problem. We have had a lot of things to discuss. No worry at all. Sabdali, no problem at all. Tell me one more thing, that we have discussed about how you can plan and deliver. How many phases of the micro teaching? Can someone tell me how many phases we have discussed in this video? Great. How many phases we have discussed? Great. Guess a little more. It's not 3, it's not 4. Can someone count it? Which one was that? Planning, lesson planning, conducting, feedback, like this. And what else? After lesson planning, we have to conduct, and then we have to go for the feedback, and what we have to do after the feedback. Just tell me 3 or 4 things after that. You as a teacher, you deliver and you took the feedback. Great, 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 great. What else? Great. Next. Very nice. Next. Replan, redeliver, retake the feedback, and redo, then practice. I mean, this is what that is important for the micro teaching. We are going to start there. Thanks for your time and your participation. We're going to take start that skills of micro teaching, because this topic is really a depth, a lot of depth in this topic. We need a lot of time. Maybe I have to discuss a lot of other things. So we're going to take start this one, and we have to start with the skills of micro teaching. What are the skills? Introduction skills, skill of probing questions, skill of explanation, skill of stimulus variation, skill of blackboard writing, and skill of achieving closure. So let's take a start that what is introduction skill? A close and harmonious relationship in which the people or group concerned understand each other's feelings or idea and communicate well. So introduction is pretty important, that once you are standing inside the classroom or in front of the group, you need to introduce yourself and you need to take the introduction from the classroom. So it would make it more familiar for both of you to each other. And skills of probing questions. Probing questions are those which help the students to think in depth about the various aspects of the problem. Like I just throw the one question front of you and you start thinking about it, you getting involved with me. For example, I'm just speaking, and I would not be able to get involved you at that time until I ask the question. So this is the one of the best thing, that skill of probing questions. By asking such questions again, the teacher makes the student more thoughtful. Once a teacher suddenly throw the question related to the topic, whatever he is teaching at that time, students start thinking quickly. So they try to link themselves with the topic. So they can have in their mind, the teacher can ask the question anytime. And this skill enable the students to understand the subject deeply. That is one very important thing. The next one is explanation, skill of explanation. It involves the ability of teachers to describe logically how, why, and what of concept. Because if you are going to explain and you're asking the question to the student, please explain. So he start how it developed and why it developed and what was the concept of that one. So this is explanation skill which need to develop for the teacher as well and for the student as well. The next one is a skill of stimulus variation, and this is actually called skill of achieving closure. And you can go with the questions and a statement by teacher related to the consolidation of the major points covered during the lesson. Opportunities provided by the teacher to the students for linking the present knowledge with the past knowledge. You have to link, before start of the new topic, you have to give them an idea about the past topics so they can link their information between past and present. It can provide opportunity, the teachers to the students for applying the knowledge gained during the lesson to the new situations. And skill of blackboard writing, definitely students need to understand, and if you throw them the question and ask them come and solve on the blackboard, and the one of the student return back and face the class, at that time might possible in start he can have a little shyness, but again and again, someone is coming and standing in front of the whiteboard or blackboard and they're writing over there, they can get the confidence to speak, to communicate, and to understand. So all these skills are really important. Establishing understanding with the learners, linking with past experience, link between introduction and main parts, use of appropriate devices, techniques like questioning, examples, all these techniques you are already using. So I'm not going in depth to discuss all these things because this is common practices for the teacher. Deep thinking, more thoughtful, deep understanding. Deep thinking, how it comes, the deep thinking with the questions, popping up the questions, deep thinking develop for the students, more thoughtful once you're throwing the questions and you are linking your topic with the past topic and present topic at that time, is more thoughtful and deep understanding. If you are engaging your student inside the classroom, for sure it can develop the deep understanding related to the topic. So precautions was a skill of explaining. You can go with in a simple language, should not be given the shape of an advice. Not all the time the students like the advice. So you have to go with the simple language. Do not use for the very difficult words or sentences in your discussion. Should be in the sequence. You have to follow the sequence from the start to end. Everything should be in the sequence and should be according to the age, experience, and mental level of the students. You have to continue your studies according to the students, not your level. Sometimes a good teacher represent the personality that students feel that teacher is dealing with us as per our capacity. For example, your PhD and in front of you there is a student for the high school level, for sure he is not equal to you, so you need to make yourself down, or according to the, you need to change your behavior or attitude or the knowledge level according to the student. Teacher movement, teacher gesture, change in voice, focusing, change in the inflection pattern, pausing, students' physical participation, all these points are really important, especially teacher movement. If teacher, for example, you have 60 students classroom and teacher is standing on front only and he's not moving, there should be some back benches. They are not focusing on the lecture at that time, so teacher need to move all over the classroom to keep focus that every student is involved. So teacher gestures is also important. There are multiple type of gestures, the behavior, the facial impressions, facing to the students, or once you're returning back to the blackboard or whiteboard at that time, that how you manage it, this gesture is also important for the teacher. Change in the voice, higher pitch or lower pitch, that can give you an idea, and that can give the idea for the students as well, that what is going on and where they need to focus more, and what is the idea that how a teacher can deliver there, all the related things. So sometimes you need higher voice, especially once you have a lot of students inside the classroom. You need might possible, you need the mic system at that time. Otherwise, if there is no mic system, you need to manage yourself. And focusing, I told you earlier that you need to focus according to the student behavior. Change in the interaction pattern and pausing is also important, that once you are continuously speaking and you're not pausing yourself for few seconds or 1 minute, at that time it means might possible there the interaction of the students can be dissolved. Students physical participation, there is a research available that once student is sitting inside the classroom, if teacher do not try to bring them their attention inside the classroom, then might possible student physically participated over there, but mentally that is not available over there. But sometimes some students are not willing to come inside the classrooms. So their physical participation is really important. Once they are inside the classroom, the teacher would be able to deliver some of the knowledge to them. So major points conclusion: knowledge linking, apply knowledge on current situations. So these are also skills that you are discussing the knowledge according to the current situation and scenario.